Corinne is joining us, or?
She's going to get a copy of our recording. Okay, so real quickly, this one can be fast, but when I looked at the fair use for don't look up and things like that, it sounded like if you use a small piece for educational purposes, it's considered fair use. So do we want to try to do that? And Christopher, this is kind of a question for you. I thought it would be fun before your Human 2.0 panel, but
Which item is it that we would be having this fair use?
it's don't look up. Remember we were talking
Movie.
about that? Yeah, so just you, I included it on the celebration sheet outline, fair use, what I could find from the Copyright Office, but it does look like when you're using just a small piece for educational purposes, it falls under fair use. And the piece that I was thinking of is actually part of their trailer, the part where where Kate Blanchett and Tyler Perry are pretending it's no big deal, and Jennifer Lawrence has a meltdown.
Yeah. Let me just do a quick look here.
If I can find it, I can stick it in here for you guys. I can probably find it pretty fast. Gail, have you seen the Ed Bailey Jr. video yet?
I have not.
Okay, I can show you that if you want to.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't see it in my on my emails, but you know, I'm kind of busy too, so it may have slipped through the cracks.
Okay, all right, so here is the trailer. I'll put this on the agenda too, Chris, so that you can send this over to Corinne as well. All right, here it is here for you guys. But there's a piece of it, like probably towards the end of the trailer, where she's on that talk show and has a meltdown, which I think it's kind of funny anyway. Did you see Don't Look Up?
Yeah. Nobody will give you an actual number of minutes or seconds. Nobody will, except an attorney. Nobody will do that. Google won't do it. They will just, what they say is, it depends on the context and how long the piece is that you're pulling from. So for example, if you're pulling 30 seconds from a 2-minute piece, that's a huge amount.
Right, it's a percentage.
Actually, I gave the exact wording from the copyright fair use. So it sounded more like they had instances where people had aired the whole movie and it was considered fair use. That's not what we're going to do. But I'm just saying I would read what I cut and pasted because it sounded like what we're looking at would be considered fair use.
What I'm getting at though is what is the standard being done now all over the internet and especially on YouTube. And it is fairly easy to
infringe,
to determine that. Because other channels, some quite large with millions of followers, are doing it legally, and we can kind of follow in their footsteps and say, okay, look, they put a clip in from a movie, full-length movie, just like what we're trying to do. So we follow their lead on it.
And I guess the point is, I think it's worth it. Do you? I think it's hot and happening, and you know, and what it addresses, which I think is important too, is the climate anxiety and our antidote, which is gratitude and right action.
If we could do it, see what I've seen, and I could research this, somebody could research this more, but what I've seen on YouTube from channels that do this and pull little clips from movies, full-length movies, is that they generally don't show more than 10 seconds. It's really freaking short.
Very little.
It's very little.
That segment is actually really short.
Okay.
It might only be 10 seconds. I
There
mean,
you go. Well, that's what I was going to say is if we can make it work with only 10 or so seconds, then great. One of the things that some people do is they'll show 10 seconds and then they'll cut back. Somebody will be talking about that. And then they'll show another different 10 seconds, not contiguous, but like another piece of the movie, 10 seconds. Usually what they're doing is they're talking about the movie, right? But they can't show you more than 10 seconds at a time, but they are allowed to show you 3 or 4 different 10-second pieces.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so I'm going to let you drive on this, but what I'll do before that is I'll give you a link to the trailer and I'll give you the timestamp to make it easier. Would that help?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but go ahead. Yeah, if you've got that handy,
I
that'd be
do.
great.
Do you guys want to take 2 minutes and 50 seconds to watch Ed Begley?
Yes. Bill and I
Okay.
say yes.
Okay, so here we go.
Are you recording? Did I see that you were recording this right now? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we
This
want me to?
meeting.
Sorry, I couldn't remember if I clicked, if I saw
Pretty
that.
busy, Chris.
Yeah, I was just, plus I was searching that
Crazy.
fair use thing. Yes, I'm crazy. I have been crazy. lately.
Us too.
do
We're in good company.
do we want to record the Ed Begley or no? Yeah, I would
Yeah,
guess
go
so.
ahead. Sure, it's just
Okay.
for us. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay. There you go, honey.
Hold on one second. Sorry. Here it is.
Oh, he looks good.
It
That's a
is.
nice video.
Okay, hang on. Let's all mute ourselves.
There we go.
Sorry, you guys probably can't hear it. Let me
Here it
just pull
is.
out my ear. Pull out my earbuds so you can hear it. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay.
No, we still can't hear it. There's actually a command that you have to do in Zoom.
If you're lucky enough to have a little patch of dirt in your front or backyard, you can grow some food. That's what I do. I have these little caged areas to keep the squirrels away too. But I'm growing lettuce here. I got cilantro, I got broccoli, I got cabbage, all grown in my backyard. If you don't have a piece of dirt in your front or backyard, get part of a community garden. If you don't have a community garden in your area, start one. One of the biggest bang for your buck things you can do around your house is good insulation. We were building a new home, so we made our walls 12 inches thick. Then you can really insulate it well. But whatever you do, even on double pane windows, you save a lot of money on heating and cooling if you have good insulation. Plant food costs money. Compost bags at the gardening supply store cost money. Why not make it yourself at home? Take your old table scraps, your lawn clippings, your leaves, put them in a bin and make your own plant amendment called compost. Look at that stuff. Lots of worms in it, lots of life in it. This is compost made right here in my home. One of the easiest ways to protect the environment and save money is to change your lighting to energy efficient light bulbs. Like these here throughout the house are all what they call LED lighting. LED. And nowadays you get them for free from utilities like the LA Department. They will give you free light bulbs. I joined friends across the country to protest a hazardous wayside near their home. The worst hazardous wayside is not near their home, it's in their home under the same toxic cleaning products. I create a line of Beckley's earth responsible products that are not toxic and clean very well. You don't have to use mine, use any non-toxic cleaning products and your pets and your kids will benefit. When you're designing your kitchen from scratch, you can get it just the way you want it. So I've got trash right here. We make very little of that. Recycling, bottles, cans, cardboard, everything like that, make it more cleaner. And right here, you saw the compost bin. This is the way it's stored in the kitchen, so it doesn't smell. It's got a little lid, and all the table scraps are stored right in this bin. The old LED light bulbs would not work with a dimmer. The new ones do. So you can save a lot of electricity, make nice, pleasant lighting with dimmers. Save electricity, save the environment. When I got solar electric panels on my house in 1990, they were very expensive. Only wealthy people like me could afford them. Nowadays, you can lease a solar array for your roof. I've got 9 kilowatts of solar here, and you can get that kind of solar on your house with a solar lease. You don't have to put any money down. You can have as much solar as me for no money. People know me for driving an electric car, but that's way down the list of my transportation hierarchy. Number 1 is walking. Number 2 is bicycle. Number 3 is public transportation. So do everything you can to make your trips greener. I want to thank my friends at earthgratitude.org for all that they do. Spread the word. We can save money and protect the environment globally.
That's that.
Well, I love the little Earth Gratitude
Thank you.
plug at the end. That was awesome. But, and so. I
Could you
feel-
hear it? Could you hear
Yeah,
it?
it was hard to hear, but I could. You know,
Gail,
if
could
if
you
I
and
listen.
Bill hear it?
I couldn't hear.
We could not hear it.
Oh, it was
There
a
were a
tech-
couple of pieces that came through a little bit, I liked that he plugged Earth Gratitude. I could hear a little bit about the composting. Brilliant. I love the way he showed how you can be a part of it without much effort. And that message came through: the light bulbs, bicycling, composting.
I'll give you a
recycling.
link. I'll give you a link because it's on our website that you can easily, it's not published yet because we're
Okay.
waiting for the gratitude, but I'll give you guys a link so that you can easily watch it. Oops, sorry.
The picture came through really nice.
Yeah, there's a command in Zoom for passing the sound through, rather than trying to pick it up off of your speakers. There's actually a way to do that in Zoom now, that it'll go past the sound through.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
If you know how to do that easily, let me know. I'd love to know it before I record the panel, which is on our list.
Yeah, you're gonna need to know that for the recording.
Yes.
That's right. Because you're gonna screen share it, right? Probably. So I can't see it because it's not my Zoom. So whoever's the host will see the commands down below. You'll have different commands than I do right now.
Yeah.
So there's a command there for it. I just don't remember what it is exactly. I'd have to poke around, but it's there somewhere.
Okay, so maybe I'm not
can-
seeing it easily, but
You could probably Google it too.
okay.
You know, something, you know, passing sound through on a screen share in Zoom, something like that. You'll find it. Yeah.
Okay, let me write that down for myself.
It's actually kind of one of their newer features. It's pretty cool. It also means that you can use Zoom to record anything off your computer, like copy a movie, copy a YouTube thing. You can literally do it on Zoom now because of this command.
Perfect. Okay. So
Oh, is Bill on a different thing, or is that for us? Never mind. I guess that
sounds like a different thing.
Yeah.
I have a quick question, because early on I had told you guys about Damer's first school, and that's
I want to be sure before I share it with other people.
Phil's on the phone. He talks loud.
I know maybe
Maybe he'll go outside right now.
okay, so this is more for you, Chris, or maybe for you guys, because maybe Cyrus can do this even.
Well, hold that thought for a second. Is there back to the Ed Begley thing? Is before we leave that topic, is there something we need to decide about that, or I mean, what is
we had secured it for the Earth 2.0 panel, and so I wanted to show that. Let me see real quickly. Hold on, I'll go ahead and share.
So is that going to be him on the panel, or is that going to be?
No, we were going to show it
Sharon?
before that. We were going to show it before the panel.
Oh, that's good. Then it can be open for discussion and what other people do. Yeah,
you could show
nice lead in. Yeah.
Yeah, you could show it again if you wanted to, and it'll be on, Chris, it's on our YouTube channel too. Right now I have it. So it's kind of like, I wanted to ask you also the logistics of playing Ed Begley Jr. and Sia, because I put Alvin on the Earth 2.0 panel, and I want to play the Sia video too. We can play it, the Sia video. I hope we'll play it more than once, you know. I think it'd be a great opener too.
Yeah.
And just FYI, if we put Sia video on our YouTube channel as it is now, we'll get a copyright strike. So I can't even upload it. Right. But I have reached out to Jonathan for a workaround, and we'll see what he says. I mean, the kahuna would be Sia puts it on her channel. I think that's a longer shot. It's not out of the question. The second one would be maybe Jonathan puts it on a Crush Music channel. And then the third one would be that we get to put it on our channel, and they somehow know how to work with YouTube to license it right.
Let's make a note for Corinne to talk to Jacob about that, and whether that's going to have any repercussions when it goes onto any of the channels that these pass through onto.
And I wonder if Chiak was approached as a donor, and it could be a tax write-off, donating to earthgratitude.org.
Well, we're not a nonprofit.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering.
Small point.
Yeah, I wish we were. It's a good idea, but we don't have the.
But it doesn't work.
Yeah,
right.
And we
okay.
And yeah, but that is something to think about, you know, going forward, right?
Yeah,
when-
we
when-
could be
when we
both
do,
for-profit
it.
and non-profit.
What do you foresee that might be an issue with, just so, I mean, I can take my foot off the gas with Jonathan. If I didn't
No, I'm
assume this would be an issue.
I'm only like imagining, I'm not really anticipating anything specific, but
Yeah.
I'm holding the possibility that if we stream all this through Unify's channels, it might end up on, Facebook.com somewhere, and Facebook would take it down because it's got that music in it, because they don't know we have permission. So I want to check it out with Jacob just to be sure. And if there's anybody who knows, maybe we can somehow post the permission, something, I don't know. But check with, so I wanted to just make a note right here for Corinne to check with Jacob about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know that streaming it, we're not going to have too much of a problem, but keeping it may,
Right.
Can you put a little subtitle permitted by so-and-so?
We're working on it.
Oh, okay, just.
It's
Yeah,
not-
you were going to
it's
say,
not-
music,
I don't
thank
wanna
you,
be
thanks
redundant.
to, yeah, right.
It's not that easy, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
you have to list all of the licenses, like even on Sia's channel, she has to list all the licensing. So again, I'm working on it with a professional
Right.
who
that's
can
the best
guide us.
way.
And honestly, I think the best possible scenario is that it's on Sia's channel.
Yeah,
That's-
obviously, that would be awesome. But we're going to put it in more than one place. So it might be a good idea to, whatever that copyright stuff that they have to all put on there, that we're going to get eventually, we should put that also on the website, and on the festival pages of the website, especially. And it's a good thing, because what it does is it calls more attention to the fact that we got Sia behind us. That's a good thing, Hey, thanks to Sia, here's, for the music, here's the copyright stuff, whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, most people aren't going to read it, but they're going to see that it's there. So it's like, ooh, credential.
She's aboard.
She's
Yeah,
aboard. She's on our team.
Absolutely.
Well, she is. And at this point, we can, at minimum, before we even have all the technical details, we can absolutely say, used with permission and copyright Sia. That for sure. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So, and that's something actually we should be doing, even before we get all the other
We
stuff.
go too forward. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you could even ask if they have any requests they'd like us to do in that regard, like link to her YouTube channel maybe, or something. That's fine. We're happy to do it.
Yeah, that's good points. Okay, link to YouTube channel. Okay, all right, good points. Now, so Chris, I'm assuming this is just a technical question. So I have set it up to record my panel next Tuesday morning. So do I stream Ed Begley, stream Sia? Well, actually, I can't stream Sia because I'll get the copyright strike. I can stream Ed Begley without getting it. So I can stream Ed Begley, and then we can figure out how to stream Sia before. Because Sia, each panelist is either going to have a PowerPoint or 4 minutes to talk about what they do. And Alvin wants to use the video as his intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to stream that. So here's what is normally done.
Mhm.
Is you don't have to do this so much in the intro or the outro, but once you come on, or whoever the host is, comes on and says, okay, welcome, we're here at the thing, you're talking to the audience now, and you're recording now. And when you know that you're going to pause for a video, okay, we now would like to introduce Alvin Tam, and we're going to start with a video of his. Here it is. And you literally just sit there for like 10 seconds. You go, okay, that was it, great, right? That was it. And so we know that we're going to go to post-production, and somebody's going to clip it in right there.
Fantastic. Okay.
So you literally pretend that it just played.
Okay, and I'm gonna watch this for how she can do it. So Brianna basically introduces Alvin, introduces Sia video, and then pause for 10 seconds.
Yeah, just, okay,
Got
we're
it.
back, okay,
And
we're
then,
back. Wasn't
okay.
that great? Yeah.
Yeah, got it. See how important these little details are. Do you want to be on? I know you're overwhelmed. Do you want to be on there and host it for us or no? I mean,
Well, won't be really necessary. What's gonna happen is you'll get that, so Brianna's gonna host it. You'll work out with her where the intervals will be, where she'll do
Yeah.
that, right?
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take a intermission at this point. We're gonna play something. So introduce it this way and then come back in 10 seconds. And then at the end, you're gonna say, okay, we're gonna wrap up with a video from Sia or whatever, right? And then you're gonna be recording all this. You're gonna give that to me or maybe Cyrus or whoever is gonna do the post-production work. And with the pieces that get clipped in, right? So the Ed Begley piece, all those separately. And
Okay.
then that person clips them all in and takes out the 10 minutes intervals and makes it look smooth. And then the whole thing all together becomes one recording that we then post with Unify.
Okay, got it. Okay. So this is a quick one. I'm wondering, my editing skills are not up to par. So we have Damer's First School. We have all these great pictures. I have an interview with one of the students that's probably maybe 1 minute of usable content. I have an interview. I'm re-recording the interview with Ed Moore tomorrow. His interview and his information is so key for other teachers and educators on how to do this because he's the eco coordinator. Is there somebody that can kind of edit all this together so it's maybe more like a 6 or 7 minute?
So I'm not fully clear if what you just described is part of the panel or something separate.
Separate. This was intended to be for the kids' corner for learning schools and removing
and so
plastic.
is Brianna gonna introduce it? Okay.
No, this is completely separate. We had
Got
talked about this video like months ago, and originally Corinne wanted to do it, but it sounds like she's too busy to do that. So is there somebody like maybe Cyrus, anybody have an idea on who might be able to edit it? I can give timestamps and photos. Actually, Corinne has most of the photos. So it won't be that labor intensive, but anybody with even the smallest amount of video editing skills can do a much better job than me.
Yeah, it would have to be Corinne or Cyrus probably on our team. I don't even know if, I think Jacob can do it, but he's probably too booked up. I mean, if we want to pay Corinne a little extra for a few hours of that kind of work, I know she can do it. If Cyrus is willing to do it, that's great too.
Cyrus
is more expensive than Corinne.
Yeah, I'd go with Corinne. If
Yeah,
she's willing, let's approach her and give her a few extra bucks.
Well, the text I got from her today was that she didn't have the time. So we're going to have to find out how that can work.
Well, I think
Will
what
she
she
have
meant
time
was
for money?
this. Yes, because let me clarify what she meant by she doesn't have the time, because she told me about this, is that what the time that I'm paying her for is full.
Right.
Like she can't add anything else to
Yeah.
it. She's at full capacity with what I'm paying her for. So
Or
if
what her expenses. Yeah,
Right.
so see if ask her to do a separate invoice.
Yeah.
For her extra time.
and she can estimate what it is, 2 hours, 3 hours. My guess
Yeah.
is somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
let's just
her
have her do
hourly
it,
rate?
so it's done.
What's her
Okay.
hourly rate?
What's her hourly rate, basically?
I think it's $35 an hour.
35.
Cheaper than Cyrus.
Yep, let's go with her.
Okay.
Okay,
But
now hopefully she'll make the time. Yeah,
one thing, I think it's better, like if, since Chris is the person she reports to, if you, and you're the one that pays her, so
Yep.
if you can work it out with her. And then once you
Yeah,
give me the
just bill
go
us.
ahead, once you give me the go ahead, then I will send her the materials. And we'd like to have a draft, I would say by our next meeting. It's not, again, this is not labor intensive. My guess is it depends. I mean, if she does a really great job with it, does some, end credits and stuff, then it could be maybe 3 hours, but I don't think it's going to take that long if I give her timestamp.
That's my guess, is it'll be somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, or 2 hours
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
that's a bargain to put our minds at ease.
Yes, exactly. Even if it ends up being 3 hours, it's a bargain.
It's a bargain.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Is that it?
Okay,
Is that
so
everything?
No.
Oh, well, you started this thank you. I thought, oh, we're wrapping up now. Is
Well,
that-
the other stuff might
No,
not take
she's
that
happy
long.
that that's put to rest.
Yeah, and just so you know. Okay, so the Master Shah blessing, I think the answer on that, Bill, I got your email, and maybe Chris hasn't had time to see it, is that we're still waiting for Jacob to know the schedule, right?
Yes, and Jacob made it clear that he
That's
won't know fully until Unify is finished with their water event, which is at the end of this month. So it'll be like the very end of this month or the first few days of next month that he'll know.
Okay.
Very good.
I do have to report that the Sia video is complete. So I can't remember if I forwarded it to you guys. I was just waiting for a few final things from the team. So I'm going to make a note to forward that so that Corinne can put it in the Google Drive and you guys can watch too. You guys may have the same difficulty as you had with
We
the
might even putting it up in our Zoom in our Vimeo might flag it, even if it's private and not available to Vimeo's people, which it will be. They may still flag it just because we've got it up there and it's using that. So if there's anything that you can anticipate to give us that is like the permission, email or whatever the permission was that you got, it would be nice to have it handy just in case Vimeo flags it from us.
Yeah, just loop me in. Jonathan doesn't really want his contact information out there. So it's an email is contracting, but just loop me in if you need that. You can text me, I'm available.
So
Well,
what
okay.
happens when, if we're using Vimeo for our,
For the
festival, right?
video server. So we load up videos onto Vimeo and then we serve them from Vimeo to our stuff,
Feed, yeah.
to our feeds. And now it doesn't have to look like that for the videos that get clipped in. What we talked about a little bit earlier.
Mhm,
Those can just be clipped in by whoever's doing the video compilation.
mhm.
Those don't have to be on Vimeo. But
Okay.
Vimeo, like for example, the farmer and his prints, that has to be on Vimeo because we're streaming that in. And anything else that would be that used in that way would have to be on Vimeo.
You were
My
able to
comment is
you were-
just briefly, if it's just done on that day, will they flag it?
That's why I
Will
want to
we be
put it
able
up
Get
early.
it out there before they flag it?
That's why I want to put it up
Because it's a
now.
1-2 day, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Um,
could throw it
we-
in there and they won't catch it till our event's over.
No, they
That
catch the
won't
copy.
happen.
No,
Oh,
the copyright strikes are done before they allow the upload to complete.
Oh,
They do it
okay.
within hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
All right.
Chris, you had no trouble with the farmer and his prints, right? So in the email, I will definitely be giving you, like Alvin's information since he's the director and the licensing, Crush Music, all that sort of thing that you're going to have. I have the email train, so we're good to go. Just know that we're
Well,
good to go.
well, that's not true.
But hope
Once a long time ago, I did get flagged. Gosh, it was a long time ago, and it was for audio only. It wasn't Vimeo. It was SoundCloud, and they flagged something I had, and I didn't care. I just took it down. So I didn't go through the process of showing them any permissions.
Right.
It was actually licensed through one of the sound companies that give you licensed content. It's like they didn't know this. They just flagged it anyway.
I know. I
But
had that too.
I just took
on
it down.
YouTube.
Yeah. So I have not gone through this process on Vimeo. I don't know really what they're going to ask for or what they're going to do. So I can't really anticipate.
But if they
what we're gonna
flag
need.
you, just send it to me and I'll work it out. The other issue, and
Well, I don't know that I can send anything to you. It might just be flagged on my Vimeo, and I have to
maybe we
respond to
can-
them in Vimeo somehow.
yeah, and usually it's really hard to find who to respond to, just FYI. So
Yeah, exactly.
I was just gonna say, I would be happy to help out a little bit. So let's just make sure that we stay in close contact on something like that. If it's mission critical, I got to address it now. Please text me.
Well,
Okay.
yes, and that's why for the mission critical stuff, we should put them up on Vimeo as soon as possible.
Okay, so I'm going to do that once we get off this, that'll be my first thing to do. I'm going to write it on my hand. So I remember to do that. It's a very, very, technical way of doing this. Okay, let's see. Oh, Alice Waters is interested in giving us like a 1 minute of her in the garden with the kids, just talking about kids having healthy food to eat. Fingers are crossed. Her schedule's super busy, but I kind of probably inundated her with things, so she felt bad. Who knows? But anyway, they said they're going to try to do something. And her garden is amazing in Berkeley. It's really cool. ETA of the website celebration promotion stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's been on my list. I'm gonna be able to do the first phase, which is just basically rearranging the home page.
Yeah.
Which is a lot easier. It's just the first main thing. I'll be able to do that within the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
The second phase, which is the dedicated page for the festival, may take a little longer. Plus, I was realizing we don't even have, well, we have for your panel, but we don't have for our panel a solid list of who's going to be on it yet. It's getting closer though.
Right.
And of course we want to put their photos up there. So, that'll actually have to come together as it comes together. So, but the first phase is the most important, which is the homepage, and I'll get to that within 48 hours.
Okay, great. And I wanted to show you a picture. That's why I went off camera for a second. Let me show you this picture that's on so Crush Music is the management company. And this was their link on their page. You can see here's Crush Music. And then there's Sia, one of their artists.
That's the great picture to use right there.
I think this is the one to use, and it's the one she's using, right? Isn't that
That's
amazing?
Yeah, promotes her too. It's nice.
And you wanted pink, right, Gail? You thought the pink was good.
I do.
Okay, so
wonderful.
I'm going to give you guys a link to this, and I'm going to put it also here for you, Chris, in case you want to have it there and add it to your own agenda. If you're, can't do that.
I love the background of yellow.
Yeah, I think the whole thing
yellow,
looks amazing.
Really a eye catcher.
Okay. Oh, actually, I think it might be on your agenda, but I am adding a few notes, so I'll send this back out. Corporate sponsors, what are you picturing, Chris? I do have a link for all of us in the deck, but I mean, in the agenda so that we can see the deck easily, but what are you thinking? What's your ideal here?
For what, regarding sponsorship?
Corporate sponsors, yeah.
Just sponsorships in general, my ideal, but bring in lots of money.
Line up.
Line up, everybody's trying to give us $10,000 at a time. Realistically, it's so late in the game. I think the most we could probably hope for is some small sponsors, maybe a handful of small sponsors that would be $1,000 or $500. We have $500 spots and we have $1,000 spots. It seems to me that those would be the easiest to make happen at this late date. I mean, but of course, if we have something.
Ticket?
Well, the top ticket is unlikely to happen, but that's the what's called the title sponsor, where they actually get titled. It becomes like the AT&T Earth Gratitude Project, right? They get the title spot. That's usually at least $25,000. In our case, maybe even a little more. They get it all over the place. It's not just on the homepage. They'll get it throughout.
Do we want it that expensive? We've never charged that much. Do we want to?
Well, we've never had anybody even consider doing a title sponsorship, but we have had like one or two levels down, which would be like a content sponsor, which would be they get their content in the e-zine, they get their content in one of the emails, and they get spots, in different places. That's like $7,000 or $8,000, right?
Okay.
And that's a good medium size.
2 for 1, Bill throws in.
They get
Next year too.
We could do that.
Oh, love that. Love that.
We could do that. We could do a special deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then one level underneath that, which is about $3,000 or $4,000, is that different types of content. It's just basically the same stuff, but less of it, right? So that's
Mhm.
the title sponsor, and then call it the platinum sponsor, gets placed all over the place.
Mhm.
In the emails, on the web page, on the homepage, on
Right.
the thing. We might even put in a little commercial of theirs if it's appropriately done, infomercial of theirs,
Yeah.
before, during, or after one of the panels even. That's the $7,000-8,000 level. Then the $3,000 or $4,000 level would be a subset of those things.
Okay. Quick question. So if we're thinking about throw in next year, and we could also think about it like you could pay 15,000 this year, and if you really like it, then you can come in next year for 10. What do you think for title sponsor?
Well, sure. We could also do, well, what do you think about this? Where it's let's say $10,000 for the whatever, or $8,000 for the sponsorship, platinum sponsorship. You can pay 5 now and 3 for next year. But your contract, you've got the deal for both years.
I like that. Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of
Rather
split.
than say, do
Sure.
you like this? You could just say it's a 2-year contract.
Right.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay. And that makes the nut cheaper. but
And
it
that
also gives
includes the e-zine too?
Yes.
Oh,
It'll
that's
include-
really sweet, especially if we get Unify. I mean, you're talking a lot of people's eyeballs on it.
Yes.
And
Yes, indeed.
here's the link for you guys. It's also in the agenda. Okay, we're almost done. No problem. What about Golden Rule? I looked at it. I loved it. Sounds like Bill liked it. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
He loves it.
What is
I
it?
saw it. Yeah, it's fun.
Tell me
It's a
about it.
It's a 3-minute video of these musicians that are fantastic in the woods singing a song about the Golden Rule. And what's really kind of cute about it is that it's hilarious. Like they have all the,
Playful.
it's very playful. It's almost like you remember the Beatles help days when they would always bump into trees and all that. Yeah, it was totally
Is
like
it
that.
is it exclusive for us, or just something we found, or how are we connected
It's
to
a
it?
friend of mine, non-exclusive.
Not exclusive, a friend of Bill's, permitted.
Great.
Okay.
Is
And
it like up on YouTube with
Is
tens of
it?
thousands of
Yes,
views?
that's where you can see it. It's in probably one of your emails, but Natalie can
I'll
send it
I'll
to you.
include it on the agenda. You
Oh,
have it.
very good.
Yeah, you have it in one of your emails, recent, probably from this morning.
What are we calling
Stuff.
that? We're calling that the
The Golden Rule.
Golden Rule video.
It's kind of for children. What do you think?
Oh, it's for anybody.
It's for anybody, Bill says.
Yeah, I don't think I actually, because they're older and stuff.
They are
I mean,
older.
You know
Yeah,
what would be great is to use that as the intermission video to sort of like get people cheered up again, because
it's hilarious.
yeah, the brain
Yeah,
can only
lighthearted.
focus for a certain amount of time, so it's good to give
Yeah,
those
and
brain
it's a
breaks.
positive message, the Golden Rule. It's a positive message, and the musicianship is just really, really good.
It might
really
be good if you don't mind. I might want to use that for the Human 2.0 panel, because that's going to be a little heavier, because we're going to talk about will humans survive?
I think it'd be great.
I think that's
kind of why I
up to
like
you, Chris.
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
the golden rule is a
You have
perfect.
fun.
Yeah, it's a perfect topic for Humans 2.0,
Yeah.
right? It's like, okay, I'll plan on that. I'll watch it. And I'll plan on using that
Yeah.
there.
And if you can use the Don't Look Up, that's what I thought for your panel too, is that it's heavy, but it's also hilarious, right? That particular segment where she goes ballistic on him. It's
There's
kind of funny.
There's a lot of in fact, I watched a YouTube video that showed clips from that movie of all of the segments with Jennifer Lawrence talking about why did he charge me for those snacks? Why did he charge me for this? The snacks thing, because that's a symbolic element throughout the movie. It actually symbolizes our relationship with government spending, and it's like a metaphorical and hilarious thing, right? And there's like 6 or 7 times she says something about it during the movie.
Oh yeah.
And so they included every one of the 6 or 7 times, but only like 10 seconds of each one. So it is doable. We could do something like that.
Good. Okay, we're at the end here. I got I had asked Sanaith and Sai Sahara to do a happy birthday video to Jane Goodall, like we said, right? And it came back, and it's just, honestly, I just don't think that we can really use it because it's so hard to understand them. But I will leave it up to you guys. I love his art. I'm just wondering how you envision I think we have to use his art. It's too powerful and strong, but
We're talking about who now?
Sanaith
Sinead.
Manikandan.
Okay, Sinead. Oh yeah, I thought we were going to. So what did we get that we couldn't understand?
I had asked, I had asked him and his sister to send us remember we were talking about Jane Goodall's birthday, April 3rd.
Oh, right.
And I thought it might be a good promotional thing to do too, and loop Jane in and that sort of thing. So I sent it to you guys. They sent me a video, and it's very, very hard to understand them. They have really, really thick accents. And and they're reading from papers. It's not that engaging. So I personally think we should stick with the strength and not go with things that are not great, but that was my personal opinion.
No, I
Yeah.
agree, but
No,
if we,
we're gonna do a birthday, it
What
should
about
be
this?
heartfelt.
We just use the art and we send our own personal happy birthday.
Yeah, how about that?
that's fine too. But weren't we going to ask?
Oh, I
them to
love that.
do-
And we could each do a happy birthday, and it could be all put together. Happy
Jane
birthday.
actually knows Gail and I.
Yeah, we know Jane, and we were in Budapest with her. But everybody could sing their own little heartfelt happy birthday to her. while
When
we're
is her
showing-
birthday?
And then the art
April
is in
3rd.
between.
April 3rd. So we could actually do something like this, even with the marketing teams. Happy birthday, Jane. What do you think?
Yeah,
And then
it wouldn't matter. It's like she's such an international.
she would appreciate
icon.
it. We appreciate you, donating to Blash. But also, guys,
Roots and shoots.
have that beautiful painting that Sanaith did. Send her that. I don't know. So,
Also, we were going to have Sanaith, we talked about having Sanaith film himself doing a painting so that we can, in fact, speed it up, like they do in the art things.
Is that easy or hard to do?
Well, the
from an editing standpoint?
speeding up is easy.
Okay.
He just needs to be able to complete a painting. He doesn't even have to start from scratch. He could actually start filming himself halfway through it,
I love
it's
it. I
done.
love it. That's a good workaround too.
Yeah.
Love
and
it,
then,
love it.
So the video I don't know how long it takes him to paint one of those. Let's say it's two hours or 3 hours. So the video will be 2 or 3 hours long, but then we'll speed it up into like 2 minutes, right? The speeding up part is easy. It's the filming of it, he needs to do.
That's a better idea, because that's something, that's something he can do, and it'll feel heartfelt, and like it felt very rote, and you couldn't understand it very well.
Right,
This is
right.
perfect. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay, so to conclude that little segment, do we all submit a few seconds of happy birthday, Jane? Thank you for your care.
Well,
caring
I'm
way.
wondering if it's not worth like maybe next week sometime, just a 5-minute video call, including Jacob and Sarah and Corinne, where we sing happy birthday, and then it doesn't have to be long. It could be 10 minutes call, recording.
And we can
Yeah.
we can each
Or
do
less.
we can each do an individual segment if you want, and then we can clip out each of those.
Well, I
from
was
it.
trying to make it so that we didn't have to have any editing.
Okay, so it's like.
I was
we
trying
do
to
a
make it
Zoom
easy.
call with everybody's face singing happy birthday, like
Yeah.
they do when they put it all in
Yeah.
one screen.
Like from the Earth
That's a
Gratitude
great
Project
idea.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe if we could have, this could be something, Jacob, Corinne, Sarah, whomever, you, Chris, maybe you could do something really nice. Happy birthday to Jane Goodall. Happy 88th birthday, Jane Goodall, April. Let me get the exact date for you. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
from
April 3rd.
Earth Gratitude.
From earthgratitude.org.
Yeah, .org. I think that's a
Hashtag
great
Earth
idea.
Gratitude. Yeah.
Speaking
Okay.
of earthgratitude.org.
That plugs us. Yeah.
Yeah, happy to do that. Happy to schedule that. I'll make sure Corinne knows about that. We can schedule it. Quick thing about earthgratitude.org, because it's a redirect from your domain to the website.
Yes.
It is therefore not secure. It's not SSL.
Yeah.
So, and a couple of people mentioned it. And so, and I knew about that. It just was never an issue before. Now, because we're doing all this stuff, people are noticing it and commenting. So the way to cure that is I will set up an actual application on one of my servers for earthgratitude.org. You then point to my Cloudflare, which has DNS that points to that server. And then on that server, I have an SSL certificate and a redirect back to where it's supposed to go.
All you have to do is give me the instructions and I'll have my tech guy do it.
Okay, so you've got the domain in like GoDaddy or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So all you need to know is that your tech guy will go in there and change the domain settings.
Yeah, I know. And he does that for me all the time with all my books. So it's easy, not a problem. I mean, I even know how to do it. I just don't have the time to do it. I'd rather pay him.
Yeah, and I just have to set up earthgratitude.org as an application on a server. So
okay, so Chris, I'm just writing this on the agenda, and you might want to do that. Okay, to set up a new SSL compliant webpage. Does that sound right?
It's close enough.
Okay, close enough for rock and roll. Okay, Hannah Root video. The thing that I'm worried about, and I don't know if this is anything to be worried about, is that it's a David Foster, Carol Basayer song. Do we have the rights to air it?
I don't know.
Where did it come from?
It came from a family friend. It's their daughter.
Singing the prayer.
They did their own video on it and were permitted to use it. It's a home video. Yeah.
So they had permission to do that?
I don't think so. They didn't go commercial with it.
Oh.
Yeah, doubtful.
Well, then that is a question mark then.
It's a song that was made very, very famous by Andrea Bocelli and Celine Dion, called The Prayer. It's a very recognizable song and the video is beautiful.
Oh, it's so precious.
Really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, it really talks about.
Is there a way we could get permission, just in case? Like, is there a way we can go through that
Gail,
process?
you want to run that? You want to run that ball and see? I don't know.
I could probably ask
because you're the music person, right? So it's Carol Bayer. It was written by David Foster and Carol Bayer Sager. On the agenda, I gave you a link to their video. So you can see it. And in fact, in this video I found David Foster is introducing them. So if since you have all the music connections, if anyone can get the rights, it might be you,
Yeah. How would I present that? It's because we're not.
You better check with her dad, because if they have it up on the video on YouTube. I don't know.
Okay, we've got to end the call. All right, so I'll check on that. And then
it's probably very similar to a band that covers another band. Whatever that process is, it's probably the same idea.
And which is called licensing.
Right. And they don't even have to go out and get permission. They just deal with the publisher, and it's like a set thing, right? Usually.
Okay, and it really brings popularity to the song, brings it back out there. And then just real quick, because we have to go, I've got these two songs. I produced an album in 1995 with Hoyt rewrote Joy to the World for children, and it has children in the background. There's no video. It's absolutely adorable. And then we have It's a Small World After All. So
we have permission for both of those?
Well, absolutely, because we made an album out of it and it won a lot of awards. So it's coming from that album. So I think I don't have any problem. And then I'm just awaiting the other Joy to the World in gospel, which brings in all the different religions.
Oh my,
so it's
that
a rewrite
sounds really powerful
for the older.
So are we wondering where to use it? Is that the?
Well, yeah, you could. They're a couple of minutes long, a little over 2 minutes, and they will, but they have no video, so it could be an intermission thing too.
Yes.
No sound, or if you want to put up.
Oh, it could be an intro or an outro music.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, follow up with emails. I gotta take over. Okay,
Right. We're good. Thanks.
Okay.
Take care.
All
Oh,
right.
send me the link to this video when you got it up on YouTube, and I'll send that over to Corinne too.
I will, and I'll send you also the agenda. I was making a few notes, but she's going to need this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.